Sternberg here, Youth Services Librarian at Winona Public Library, and I am back with our next video in our series of early literacy skills. Today I am actually including two skills in our video because they kind of go together. We are going to learn about print motivation and print awareness. So print motivation is a child's interest in and enjoyment of books and reading. So this is supported when a child is given the opportunity to choose their own books. Studies show that children who have a choice in the books that are read to them are more likely to want to learn to read and to also continue trying even when reading is something that's difficult for them. Print awareness is the understanding that print and oral languages carry meaning. So what this means is when you are driving down the street and your child sees those golden arches, not always, but many times they will know that this big M means McDonald's. They don't know how to read McDonald's yet, but they see those golden arches and they know that that means McDonald's. So they know that they can associate something they see that's maybe a printed logo or a picture, and they know that there's a word or a meaning for that, even if they can't quite read that word yet. So to support these skills at Winona Public Library, we have created little tags for our nonfiction section that have both the call number as well as a picture, so that pre-readers, those who are not quite able to read yet, are able to figure out what section they are in based on the pictures on the tag, even if they don't know the words quite yet. And being able to discern the characters or topics shelved in that section makes it easier for a child to choose a book that they will enjoy. We encourage children to pull books off the shelves, get them in their hands, and really take a look at them. And this may mean a lot more reshelving for us as staff, but the autonomy that a child has in choosing a book is far outweighing the time it takes for us to reshelf the book. So we encourage kids to actually physically get a book in their hand, and this can actually, by itself, move forward those early literacy skills. And I'm sure your children do this at home as well, and I'm sure it's frustrating to clean it up all the time, and I totally get that. But just know that when they do it, they're not just making a mess, they are building an early literacy skill or two as well. So there are a number of ways that you can incorporate these skills in your everyday life. So here are some 5 simple strategies for building these skills while you are just going out and about your life. When you're driving or walking around town, you can point out logos or pictures. Ask your child what they think that image means. So, like I said before, the McDonald's arches, they can know that that means McDonald's even if they can't read it yet. So you can point out logos or pictures that you see as you're walking around, and you maybe will see the library, or you will see the Midtown Food sign, and they know that they're going to Midtown even though they can't read Midtown Foods on the sign. And you can point out words or logos in that way and get your child to associate them with words and the sounds of words. I've included in a link on this video a link to this resource. It is something that you can cut out and use as a sort of memory game to match up the upper and lower case letters. So you'll cut all of these out, flip them upside down, and then have you and your child will play a game and flip them up and try to match the uppercase and the lowercase letters. So again, that'll be a resource that I will link with this that will help you work on those and recognizing that those letters are the same letter even if they don't look exactly the same. Another way that you can support this skill is by reading books that have repetitive or predictive text in them. So I chose as an example this book called Oh No, George by Chris Houghton. So this is about a dog that really doesn't want to get in trouble, but he keeps doing naughty things, and the phrase that keeps being repeated is, "Oh no, George," and your child can help you read the book based on the repetition as well as the pictures that they see in front of them. So, I hope I'll be good, George thinks. George sees something in the kitchen. It's cake. I said I would be good, George thinks, but I really love cake. What will George do? He ate the cake. Oh no, George! And it goes like that for every other situation. So he loves to play with the cat, but he gets a little rough, and would he behave? Oh no, George! So if you read a book with repetitive text like that, your child can chime in and help you read the book even if they can't quite read yet. And we have a number of books that we're happy to recommend for you that have repetitive text that would be great for this. Excuse me. You can also create signs for every room in your house. So a sign for bedroom and bathroom and kitchen and living room and TV and all of those things. So when your child sees them in the house, they can associate the word TV with the TV, so they'll know that's what it's called, or television if you would like to do that. They could associate the word sink with the sink they wash their hands in. You can kind of make labels for the things in your house that they can see the word and see the item, and they can start to discern what the sounds of the word and the letters are and what the items are that they're using so they can build their vocabulary. You can also read wordless picture books and have your child tell you the story. So wordless picture books are what they sound like. There are no words in them. So this book I chose is A Ball for Daisy by Chris Rashka. So this is another dog one. And this is about a dog named Daisy and her day with her ball. And as you turn the pages, you see the various things that Daisy's doing with her ball. And your child can flip the pages in this book and tell you what they think is happening and tell you a story of their own and read the book to you by using a wordless picture book. And again, we have a number of books we're happy to recommend to you. Feel free to reach out to us at the library. We're happy to pull some of those off for you so you can use those in your building of this skill. The joy that a child feels when they connect the dots and they figure out a new word is one of the first steps on the journey to loving reading. Children's reading skills are developed throughout their lives by the adults and the caregivers that are around them. If the people around them show that they love reading time just as much as the child does, then it's going to help them want to do that all the time. And it's going to help them build a love of reading that will last far beyond their early literacy years, and a love of reading and a love of discerning and sounding out words and being able to notice that some things look like others. And association helps not only just in reading skills, but in every other subject of school, math, science, history. You can connect the dots and use those skills they're building now with the print awareness, print motivation, vocabulary, narrative, letter knowledge, all these wonderful things we're talking about to use in all of their learning for years to come. Please visit the Winona Public Library. As I always say, our staff is more than happy to help you find whatever books you're looking for, resources, and to also just be a support for you when you need some assistance. You can also visit our website at winona.lib.mn.us for other resources, and I'm including a link with this video with some resources and worksheets that you can use for this skill. Please join us next week for our very last in our 6 Skills of Early Literacy video series, where we will talk about narrative skills. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.